children learn best through play. And so if learning can always look like play, we're doing our job well. I take frequent assessments. I do 3 formal assessments in this play-based setting to make sure that I know exactly where each child is at. And then I observe throughout the day, making sure that I'm offering them opportunities through imaginative, play-based opportunities for them to practice those skills.
Think about people in your own life that have made a difference for you and who've contributed to who you grew up to be or the successes that you've had in your life. It's usually someone who really took the time to learn about you, to understand you, had a relationship with you, and could help knew something about what you knew and what you didn't know, and could set things up to help you be successful. Those were the people that make the biggest difference in your life. Early educators do this naturally, just as who they are, as part of what they do, but Parent Aware gives people tools to just do that a little bit better.
It encourages us as educators to use the observations to adapt our lesson planning. That way we can individualize teaching for all children.
When I get a free moment and all the children are busy doing their activities, I'll sit back, basically in a chair like I am right now, and write down some notes. Say one child is pouring his water. Well, I realized that he spilled and he got up on his own, went and got his towel. So I just kind of write down little documentation as to what the child is doing that day. And it helps me go back when I'm doing my conferences with parents. It helps me go back when I'm doing my daily planning as to what children are working in what areas and what should I be helping them to go on to next.
If you don't take the time to write down and learn about each individual child and look back and really reflect, then you might be missing an opportunity to help them learn something that you wouldn't have even thought of before. The Parent Aware House framework is a way of describing how the Parent Aware standards and indicators fit together, how they're balanced, and how they build on each other to help people meet the goal of Parent Aware, which is individualized teaching and learning. The foundation is health and well-being. These are the practices related to health, such as eating nutritious foods, encouraging physical activity. All other parts of the house are built upon it. Then we have the 2 pillars of the house. The first is teaching and relationships. This helps to hold up the roof. It symbolizes the practices related to planning fun, engaging activities that spark creativity and learning, and the developing of a caring and trusting relationship with each child. The other pillar is assessment and planning for each individual child. This is the practice of learning about each child and knowing their unique interests and abilities, using assessment and observation, and reflecting on those differences as early educators plan the experiences children have in their programs. Next is the door to the house. This is relationships with families. This is really the entry point of a relationship with the child. Through an understanding of and relationship with their family, early educators really get to know them and understand how to meet their needs. Finally is the siding of the house, this professionalism. It kind of hugs the house and holds it all together. It is the training and professional development early educators receive. It provides that preparation that's needed so that they can use the practices really well. All of these add up and are needed to support the roof, which is individualized teaching and learning, because it is through individualized teaching and learning that school readiness really happens.
In the process of Parent Aware being created, parents were asked, what do you look for when you're looking for an early childhood care and education program for your child? And so that's where these categories and these standards and indicators came from. They are research-based. They've been proven to show that if a provider is implementing these set of standards and indicators in their early childhood program, that their children are going to be on a great path for being ready for kindergarten and beyond.
Choosing your assessment is the first step. Secondarily, establishing an assessment timeline. So 2 or 3 times per year, you need to schedule in when you're going to complete those assessments. Observations, running records, those are happening all across the year so that you can make sure you're monitoring where children are at, that you're meeting their needs, and offering educational ideas for them that fit with where they're needing to go. A key part of assessment and kind of completing that circle is having conversations or conferences with families to make sure that you're sharing what you're seeing and that they have space to share what they're seeing. Taking those results, having a conversation, and then coming up with learning goals so that parents are on the same page as teachers as you move forward to support the child's development.
For providers who feel like, well, I've been doing this forever, I don't need that. I would say your children do. Really, bottom line, your children do. Your children in your program are different every year. They are experiencing a lot of different things that children didn't experience 10, 20 years ago. And all of those things also factor into a child's ability to learn, to manage their social and emotional skills, and to be ready for kindergarten. And so I would encourage a provider to look at it from the child's perspective. How could this benefit the children in my program?
I think that in this field, each new child, each new batch of research, each new observation presents a new opportunity for me as a teacher to learn something more. I think there's so much to keep learning in this field, and that the sky's the limit really. The more that I can take on as a teacher and kind of work into the fabric of who I am, I can offer that to children.